Another problem that comes about with these IR horses is that, we've said this over and over, they're overweight. And that horse is going to have an abundance of what we call adipose tissue, fat tissue, that's going to be within the horse itself. That tissue is going to release a protein that's called adipokin. And what that does is that interferes, or that releases cortisol. And that's another no-no that we don't want either in abundance. But the cortisol interferes with the insulin even more. And when we have the problem to begin with, the cortisol is being released, that complicates the problem even more itself. And then we end up with an abundance of cortisol, we end up with an abundance of the glucose, and we end up with abundance of insulin. An abundance of cortisol is very detrimental and is very helpful in creating a bout of laminitis. Okay? And we don't want that at all. In fact, laminitis is simply an inflammation of the laminae within the hoof capsule itself. And of course, when this is taking place with this inflammation within the capsule, then the blood supply, the blood flow to that capsule is being compromised then. And that's when we have the clinical signs of laminitis. And of course, we need to treat that as an emergency at that point. We need to get our farrier, we need to get our vet involved, and our goal is to restore the blood flow back as quickly as possible, reduce that inflammation, and that's going to help make the horse more comfortable at that point in time. Of course, the horse is under extreme pain as well. And we all know the clinical signs. If we have a laminitic horse, we won't get into that as well. So that's one of the most common problems with an IR horse, with a Cushing's horse, that's laminitis. And anytime we have a horse that has had a bout of laminitis, and especially if it's a chronic situation where it's an ongoing situation, you can almost bet that you're going to end up with some wall separation. We're going to lose that junction as far as the sole, the hoof wall, where it comes together there in the white line. And of course, anytime we have that separation, then that allows bacteria, that allows fungi to get in and under the hoof wall itself. And then that horse becomes a prime candidate for white line disease as well. Absolutely. Of course, at this point, the hoof wall is compromised. And of course, that just allows bacteria and fungi to take a hold, to work on that foot itself.
Gotcha.
So we can have multiple problems going on just from laminitis itself.